Okay, welcome to another edition of Discovering Foundational Truths. My name is John Lemus.
Director Mula.
Hussein Ambroa.
Okay, the reason why we get together is if you are suffering in an area, doesn't matter what the area is, whether it's relationships, financial, or whatever, then you do not know the truths in that area, what God says about that. Usually start with a couple questions, so we go kind of at a heart level as opposed to just your head level. I'm going to start with an easier one. Okay, if you could participate in one historical event, what would it be? If you could participate in one historical event, which event you think you want to participate in? Could be a Super Bowl, could be.
I mean, yeah, that'd be nice though.
Yeah.
That's not.
So which?
I mean,
which one
we
would you
consider
like?
that history.
That is history.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I'm saying, what historical event? I'll start.
Okay, you do that.
I want to go back to the biblical times.
Okay.
So the historical event, with Jesus being here, I got a couple
that's
questions.
not bad.
You said I got a couple questions.
Got a couple questions I'd like to hit it with.
So like around Jesus' time when he was,
Yeah. Back, we got AD, we got BC, or BC and AD, before Christ, after Christ.
you said biblical, I just needed a
Yeah,
time frame.
yeah. Well, he was 33 years old, so from 1 to 33, I try to bump into him. That's all. So, any historical event you would like to go see or be a part of? I thought this was an easy starter.
For me, the first thing I thought is Adam when you said historical. Like, I wanna be in the
Okay, that's
first
way
one.
back. Okay,
And the origins of
Garden of Eden.
See how everything developed and what
Yeah.
God was telling me.
Yeah, I'm with Mo. I wanna like the first human.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam. So that's before Eve ate the,
First tour into the apple.
Mine, I would say internet. How the internet began and stuff like that.
I still don't know how it worked. You know how it worked?
Yeah, that's
The internet.
internet in
Yeah,
general.
it's cables.
Yeah, just flip
Yeah,
it.
but
Yeah, but it's got to be in the air. It can't be just
one person is here, you can connect
Yeah, but
with
it's-
them from.
It's like I don't know how electricity works. You know how electricity works? I know they make it different ways.
I know it works at my
I'm
house.
saying
so-
when I flip the light, it comes on.
Yeah, it's simple as I don't know how it works as
I
well.
don't either. Oh well, that's something to work on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what makes you truly happy? What makes you truly happy? It's a good question.
When everything goes right my way.
Everything has to go your way.
I mean, when it goes right my way, like not saying exactly my way, but most likely if I planned it and it goes to exactly how I planned it.
Okay. What about you, Mo? What makes you happy?
Me is when I'm actually in the present, when I'm not thinking about anything, when I'm
Okay,
not
you're not
worried about no
stuff?
damn bills, and I'm just locked in having fun. Like when I was a child, just consciously happy.
Okay. What about you?
What about you?
What makes you truly happy? I think, doing this actually makes you truly happy. I know my wife ain't watching this, so the dogs don't. 'Cause I don't think we were put on this earth to serve animals.
Yeah.
Obviously the money's decent, but I'd rather trade time for that. Just helping kids actually. Just seeing the difference. And it's nice because I've been here long enough that they come back, when they're 20, 30, 40.
Right.
They say, oh, I wish, I was still there. I'm like, dude, you got to grow up, but yeah, that kind of makes me happy that there's some kind of a change in behavior, a lot of stuff.
That's what's up.
They're still living, a couple of them ain't living, so that sucks.
Yeah. I think for me is when I'm flying, it's either like if I'm in a back seat or in a cockpit, which one, whenever I'm flying. I like when I'm shooting too, but like honestly, like that love is kind of fading away.
And it will, yeah.
But when I'm truly flying, like that's just
So can any of you guys tell me why that love fades away? With him
Love of
shooting,
what?
shooting film and shooting different stuff like his jobs.
He said
does.
it's
He said
fading
it's
away.
Fading a little bit. But why would that fade?
I mean, he have to explain that. I want to know that exactly.
I'm saying.
I just
There's maybe not much coming out of it or something like that. I don't know.
When stuff exciting and fun, when it's new.
yeah.
You
know
can
what
say
I'm saying?
so.
When it becomes something you've mastered, and mastered meaning you can do it without conscious thought. You can just do it, and it just becomes something that you naturally do.
Playing soccer.
It loses something. Yeah, it loses something sometimes. Yeah, once you get to a certain level, then you think there's something next. You know what I mean? When the next is itching at your door,
Yeah.
you're like, this just isn't as fun as it was. You know, it's always fun when you first start. All right. What is your deepest regret? Regret meaning something you wish you didn't do.
Wish you didn't do.
Yeah, wish you didn't do. Boy, I hope she don't watch this one.
I mean, I'll be honest. Get married young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the.
When did you get married?
I got married when I was 24.
24. I did
And
23.
Yeah, and I still feel like I got married for the wrong reason at that time.
Okay.
And usually, like, my dad has this quote said, think with your, top head, not
Yeah,
your
the other head. Yeah.
the other head. But at the time, my dad didn't say that. My brother did. It's like, you're not ready. You just like,
didn't
save
see
your
where
money.
you
You
weren't
know what I
settled.
mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I was like, man, how come? He was like, you got your wife. Why you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Getting
said, I
into
can't get mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like looking at it right now, I'm like, yes. I mean, that's something. If I would have just waited a few more years, then it would have definitely, it would have looked different.
Okay. Mine would probably be getting married quick too. I mean, I was 23, coming out of college. She's like, oh, I don't want to live, with you unless we're married. You know what I mean? And I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
She told you.
She told me. So, yeah, she just didn't want to live that way, and I'm like, it's kind of, I don't know if it was an ultimatum or not, but
Yeah,
it
it was
felt
definitely
like,
an ultimatum.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like one because we were, dating for about 4
I'm not
5
gonna
years.
lie, mine was an ultimatum too. It's
Yeah.
like, man, I gotta go.
And I've been doing it since, 93.
Yeah.
So,
Congratulations.
32 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
I'm saying, but you're never truly ready.
Yeah.
It's like you learn on the way. You know what I mean? That's the whole idea of life. You know what I mean? It's like you think you gonna wait till you're ready, or you get enough money, or you get this right or that right. It's like you ain't never ready.
So the answer is there's no truly regret then.
Oh, I'm still regretting it. Yeah. All right.
Hey,
You guys
John,
you guys have a
Right,
regret?
what's the question again?
The question is, what is your deepest regret?
From my point of view, I could say, picking my friends when I was younger, that made my life a little bit difficult.
A little tougher.
Yeah.
It's funny, you don't
and
even
put me
pick
in
your friends, you know that?
situations. Huh?
You don't even pick your
They
friends.
pick you.
No, you actually your emotions and stuff are magnetic. You actually draw people to you, and when you think that they're not the right type for you, then you got to change yourself. Because if you had little rich friends, then that's how you would be. You know what I'm saying? If you have little friends getting in trouble all the time, that's how you are.
Yeah, that was the concept.
Yeah, you don't get what you want, you get what you are.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that it's hard.
Yeah.
You draw to you what you are. All right, you have any regrets, my brother?
I'll say not choosing the lane when I was in high school. I had too many things going on, too many distractions, and I was talented in so many areas. I never focused and chose a lane that kind of really exponential. My focus in getting things done. I just never decided on something. It was
So you
something.
think it slowed your growth up?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Or you might have put that ladder against the wrong building and got to the top and wondered why. did
Exactly.
that
I just randomly,
Yeah.
decided something that I really wasn't sure of.
Okay. All right, this is an easier one. Who do you trust completely?
Completely.
Completely.
Outside of yourself.
I didn't say that. I just said, who do you trust completely?
We're talking about physical human being.
Yeah,
It could be
right.
anything. I would
saying-
go first.
Who you got the most trust to? I mean, that's how you gotta look at it.
Okay. You
Yeah,
trust
for
God?
sure.
Okay.
Allah.
That's why I said physical
human,
human,
that's a-
being.
yeah.
I specifically
Yeah.
human being.
Yeah.
No,
What's the question here?
We can go
question is
both.
specific-
It can go both
specific.
ways.
I'm asking Leo, you want a specific
No,
person
who do
or
you
you just
trust
want, because there's a simple answer for all of us.
Okay.
I feel
could
like we
be.
should answer both of the questions.
Yeah.
All right.
So obviously God's a good one,
Yeah.
but what about yourself? Do you trust yourself completely?
Nah. Because
Do you
sometimes
do everything you say you're going to do?
No. Because there was times, I told myself I was going to do something, and I lied to myself.
Everybody does.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying that.
And I was surprised. I'm like, I really lied to myself. But
See, your confidence actually comes from how many times you tell yourself something and
Yeah.
you do it. So the people that are not confident, not secure in what they're doing, because they lie to themselves all the time. They can't even believe themselves,
I couldn't.
let alone believe anybody else.
And there was somebody telling me not to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I'm going to do it.
You know what I mean?
I still think you trusted yourself there because you questioned it. You came back and reflected on it.
For sure.
Now you know not to do that again. Like if I still think you trusted yourself that way.
I mean, I trusted it was gonna work out, but it didn't. I mean, they
That's
warned me
life,
from
bro.
the beginning.
You can plan, but God
Yeah.
is the best of planners.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on. Have you ever had have you ever had one of your worst fears actually happen? Think about
Worst
if you've
fear.
ever had a worst fear, something you used to be afraid of, and it actually happened.
Hell yeah. Me. You guys can go ahead.
I mean, my point of view. I mean, I'm really afraid. I can just say maybe snakes. Other than that, I'm good. I don't really mess with snakes.
Okay,
But hey, there's one time I almost sat on a snake. You know,
they
accidentally.
be hiding.
You know,
I'll tell
but
yeah, they be camouflage.
yeah, but I heard. I mean, I heard
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was right there. But other than that, that was the only time I ever happened.
I mean, I don't know if mine happened, but one of the things that I fear, it might be childish and it might be me being selfish, but because you know, like because we're in a refugee and being able to see like a lot of young people die from drought, hunger, all that stuff. One of the things that I was really afraid of is like dying before getting married. That was one of the things. And I just, in my mind, I'm like, I'm seeing my older brothers, like how much, you know, of fun they have, you know, how much like, you know, smile they have in their face, like having a
You
wife.
think
I'm
they're
like, I
having, you
want
think
that,
they're having
right?
fun.
sounds
And like
good.
being that, you know, because
I
we
know,
all
yeah,
used to live in
yeah,
one
yeah,
compound,
yeah.
and like whenever they come from whatever, then you know the
Yeah.
food is already laid out for them. There's like water ready for them to shower. I'm like, I want that life, and that's one of the biggest fear. Like, I didn't want to die before getting married, and I've been in the camp. I was sick. I had a lot of like, you know, sickness that, and I was like bed sick for months. And that was one of the things I just was scared of, to die before getting married. And when I got married, I'm like, I made it. And I was like, thank God.
He's like, what did I land into?
I'm here. You know?
is
That was one of my fears.
Okay.
Ray, you did it.
One of the worst fears I had. This has actually happened. When I was younger, I wasn't that good of a swimmer. I was an average swimmer, you know. And I went to someplace in Arizona. I never knew about a wave pool before. The wave pool is like when you're there, all of a sudden you hear this alarm. Doo, doo. I'm like, what is that? And I'm just swimming around, you know. All of a sudden the waves start kicking. I thought I was done. I mean, I swam down to the bottom of the wave pool and I was holding on to it great because I mean that water, it ain't no joke. I just thought I was done, but for some reason I didn't die, obviously. But I must have held my breath for a while because the waves stopped. You know, I don't know if they saw me go under. I don't know what it was, but
Sheesh.
no one saved me. I mean, no one went under after me. But
So then nobody told you it was a wave pool, or you just
I just didn't even realize what force water has. You know what I mean? When the waves are coming, you know. And here's the other one. I was at the ocean, and I'm like up to my knees or a little bit further, and there was a current, and it was actually pulling me out. I'm like, I'd never seen that happen before. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, because I was trying to hurry up, and come backwards, but I was littler, obviously.
There's
at
the
time,
ones
but
that like
they're
the
called rip
square
currents.
ones.
Yeah,
Oh, those
yeah.
are dangerous.
I'm saying they'll pull people in and just drown you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You can't swim against the current.
Yeah.
You can't see it though. It's underneath the water. You know. But that was two things that happened. I'm like, oh my goodness. So you ever have a worse fear happen?
Just close to death. You know, I had a road rage incident way back in, you know, my messy days.
road rage.
It wasn't even in Pittsburgh. I mean, I was seeing someone somewhere I shouldn't be, and then like the traffic was so backed up. So as I come out the exit, I just cut the guy in front of me. That dude, he was furious. He parked his car, got out, with his gun out, started hitting my door, asking me to get out, pointing a gun like in my face. I'm like, I froze. Like my whole life flashed by me, and like I was like, I never done that after.
I never heard that story.
So yeah.
Yeah, you learn something about that.
You ain't lying. That checks you a little
that's-
bit. All right, did you have one or no?
I think it was a snake. I think
Okay,
was the
yeah,
first
okay.
one.
All right, so what is your earliest memory? I swear, the older you get, I can't remember. Like even where I went to school at when I was real young, I don't remember that.
My earliest memory is when we were moving from F9 to F2.
What's F9?
These are like blocks.
I tell him.
These are blocks.
These are blocks.
Refugee
so-
blocks.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so like
You
these
sound
are
like you was in-
they're
sound like you was in
gated,
jail.
they're
It
gated
is
blocks.
jail.
It's a jail. Okay.
It's not
it's
jail,
jail,
but like it's
Might
a
as well
refugee
be.
The
camp.
concept
Yeah.
So
block.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
they're
much
gated
like the lowest
blocks.
standards.
Yeah, like my first memory is just like I moved from the F9 to F2. Like it's closer to the markets, and it was closer to Wavy's mom because like the family wanted to be closer because they lived in F1, we lived in F2. But it's crazy because when we first moved there, I had diarrhea and I met these two guys there, and I had to be like 3 or 4 or whatever, like very young, or 5, I don't know.
I can't remember.
And I had diarrhea, and like at the time, when you move, you have to go dig your own bathroom because the bathroom is,
Okay.
you have to dig. And
That's a
my
septic
family,
system. That's what I was talking about. I got
my
that in
family,
backyard.
my family at the time, like they didn't dig our bathroom yet, and people were whatever, they won't let other people use their bathroom. So I had diarrhea, and I'm trying to just run to the forest and just go
Try
take
to
this
drop
shit.
it down anywhere.
And I didn't make it.
Didn't get
And
there.
then looking over there, look at that weird kid,
wrong
that
with this
new
little
weird
dude?
kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the earliest
Shitting
memory, and
himself.
they still make fun of me for that.
Yeah.
They still make fun of that. And like I had diarrhea issues because there's one time my brother Osman took me to the hospital, and I shitted on his head.
Oh man, yeah, when you're young.
But he told me that story. That was like a year before that. But he told
Yeah.
me that story. But that's like one of my earliest memories.
Does anybody got early memory?
My concept, I believe, was coming to Pittsburgh. But I believe I have earlier memories than that. But that was one I definitely remember.
How old were you when you came to Pittsburgh? Remember?
3.
3.
That was
That's early.
That was a concept. But we used to live in San Diego, and I remember, Mo's dad coming to pick us up.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, he came and pick us up, in another city to drive us all the way back over here, Pittsburgh. That's who brought us,
You remember
way
that?
here. I mean, he wouldn't know because he wasn't the one doing it.
Oh, his
the
dad
driving.
My dad.
Yeah. But we went from airport to airport. Then once we got close enough to Pittsburgh, he came and picked us up and drove us Pittsburgh. Us.
You got early memory, brother?
Yeah, the earliest one is one of my brother Jabril birthed. Like I remember it was in the house. I just I vividly remember the whole
Had a
thing.
house birth?
Yeah, it was in Africa back in
Okay.
2002. So I remember that and all the chaos, people coming in, hearing blood and this stuff.
You just don't know,
It just doesn't go away. I don't know why I remember that.
It doesn't go away. I think my earliest memory is I went to Cedar Point in Ohio.
Okay.
I was probably I'd say about 7 or 8. I went with my parents, or at least one parent, because they were
From Erie,
He said at least one person.
Cedar Point's not that far.
Yeah, it's
probably
not
about
that
4 or
far.
5 miles, or 4 or 5 hours. From here it's about 3.
They still do that the end of the year?
Nah, we haven't done it the last couple times because
Gotcha.
they just ain't worth it. Hopefully they don't watch this. Anyways, I was walking around with somebody. It must have been my sister, and all of a sudden I'm looking around. There's nobody, and you get lost at Cedar Point. That ain't no joke. When you're a young
it's a big
kid,
park,
yeah, you're like, man, I get lost now when I'm as old as I am. I've been there a bunch of times. That was one of the earliest memories. I'm like, oh my god, I got left. I thought they went home. Like, here I go. Your imagination kicks. Yeah.
Did you lose it? Panic and cry?
Oh yeah, I was crying like a little girl. Hell yeah.
He said he was a little
I don't
what?
blame you.
And then I found I went to what you call it, like a service desk or something, and then they put the announcement out.
And they had
Said
to
you
come
Said
do
that
it.
saved
They
you.
weren't that far away, but I mean, like when you get left, you just
Oh,
look
hell
around
yeah,
and
everybody
you
know
little
that
everybody.
one.
Yeah, there's
Somebody
so
was
many
sleeping.
Scary stuff. Losing a
Yeah.
child.
Somebody was slipping. Your
Yeah.
sister.
Oh
was-
yeah. Because my sisters are older.
Yeah.
All right, what is your definition of manhood?
Taking care of your responsibilities.
Take care of your
That's how I look at it.
responsibilities.
For me, it's being honest and being a man of your words.
Being a man of your
For sure.
word, that's good.
Yeah.
What's your definition of manhood?
Ain't nobody gonna save you but yourself.
Okay,
Take
so
responsibility, like what he said.
That's all connected.
do it yourself. How about this? I asked the kids, because I would use these questions sometimes in the class. Asked the kids, and there was this, I don't even know what you call it. Her or his name was Mix something, and I'm like, I'm talking about manhood. This girl got up and moved to the back of the because she was just in this room. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
man.
my God. I'm like, oh, what did I just step into?
I get it.
Yeah, it just, like I said, obviously her definition of, or his, I don't even know if it's a girl or boy, is mixed up. Definition of manhood, I'd have to say responsibility.
Yeah.
Once you're capable of taking responsibility, then you can be a man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All
what
right.
hit me hard right there.
Yeah. So what are you doing to actively pursue your personal goals? Are you doing anything right now, like a goal you're trying to achieve at this moment? And I don't have it out here, but I typed up all my stuff for my Boys to Men group. Haven't started yet, but I have it all organized in
It's a big
a
step.
Word document. And yeah, so it's gonna be good.
Okay. Oh.
So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, as far as taking that next step, because I have it in a all over the place, but now it's
Oh.
like a book form, like a little small book. So you got a goal you're trying to get right now?
From my point of view, my next step right now is moving. But it's a long term goal right now. I mean, long term for like 4 to 5 years from now.
Okay.
So I'm right now saving, preparing for that, and doing all those things, and trying to see what location I'm trying to move to as well.
Okay. You got a long term goal right now?
Yeah, I do have goals.
Not long term, just a goal.
Goal,
I mean, this year alone, like what I do is I do track my goals.
Uh-huh.
So all my goals are going to start February 1st, like the tracking itself. Like as you said, writing down, I have it like all written out, and I use an app to like actually hold myself accountable every week or so to put you guys on after the podcast, and that's how I just deal with my stuff.
Okay. So what is one goal you have right now?
One goal I have is definitely launching something coming up February 1st. So
Okay.
we'll see how that goes.
All right. You got a goal right now?
Yeah, I mean, my goal is to be consistent and really just take care of my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been since November. I've been really just waking up early, trying to. So I'm doing like 6 o'clock. Go for a 2-mile run every Monday to Friday. Make sure I finish all my prayers.
Okay.
All 5 prayers.
All right.
And really every day before I go to sleep, just have like 5 to 10 things that I need to complete for the next day, and then check them out as I go. So that's just trying to be consistent and trying to find a regimen that really works. So wake up, exercise, pray, get ready for the day. Monday to Friday, and then take a break on the weekends, kind of, and just do you.
Yeah, we're going to talk about habits. That definitely will work. Little steps
Love to hear that,
over
man.
long term is good.
So,
All right. Do you ever feel like a failure?
Here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I felt like a failure, but from the age of 24 probably to like 28. Yeah.
So what's your definition of failure?
Yeah. Putting yourself down. That's how I look at it.
I mean, hold on. The reason why I felt like a failure, because I'm not gonna give a definition. The reason I can only give you the reason why I felt like that.
Okay.
Because I was robbing myself of things that I didn't have or I didn't work for. So I was comparing myself to other people and not factoring in how much work they put in or how much studies they put in or like how much resources they had or like just comparing.
So when you compare yourself to somebody
comparing
else,
to other people, and I was
you feel like a failure. Okay.
So that's what I was feeling.
So did you guys ever feel like a failure?
Not by his definition.
No.
I mean,
what's
if
your
I put
definition of
myself, my point is just putting myself down, because like if you're comparing to others now, you're putting yourself down for no reason. That's how I look at it. But I do it time to time, and I look at it. And make changes for myself. So
Okay.
I mean, it's something that can uplift me as well, though, in a point
You
of
think
view.
it drives you a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't put myself down completely.
Yeah.
I don't drown myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Some waters that some people drown in, some people thrive in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
So-
It's the same thing as would you want to be in a big in a
big pond or
and
little
a small.
pond?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it really depends.
You might be moving
Where?
from that little pond to the big pond and feel like you're drowning, but you're really where you want to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Simple.
So really failure, the reason why I'm asking this question is fail is first attempt in learning. The only time you truly by definition fail is when you quit. So if you give up on something, you failed at it. Because the only time you don't have a chance to achieve what you're trying to do is when you quit. If you keep trying, there's going to be a way to get there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the idea. So really in your mind, you got to get to the point where you say, I don't fail at anything. It's just a stepping stone to find a different way to do
I
something.
mean, comparing is not really.
Comparing is horrible.
Yeah,
I'm saying
but it's
that's
not
where you
really
will
fail,
feel.
though.
I'm saying you'll feel like a failure.
Yeah.
But like I said, whenever I feel like anything that's negative, what I do is I try and take the word that God says about me, and it can't be true both ways. What God says, I'm a head, not the tail. I'm above, not below. I'm the lender, not the borrower.
Yeah.
And I'm saying there's a lot of things he says, and he says a lot of stuff in the Quran too. Like I said, if you believe his word over your circumstances, then you will never feel like you're failing anything, you know?
Question.
So, go ahead.
When do you come in terms to actually give it up when it's not for you, like part of your purpose? You can keep going, retrying, but as if like if you're not aligned with God's, wisdom or the way it's supposed to be, when do you notice it's time to give up?
I would have to say when it becomes the point where it becomes frustrating, you shouldn't be frustrated at anything. You know, I mean, some things are hard to do, and if you really want to do something, you'll have the energy to go for it. Because, like I said, if you're more positive and you're able to think about what you're doing, you're going to try it. But I'm saying if you hit obstacles, keep like when I was playing basketball, I twist my ankle. I was playing basketball, I'd be sore as heck. It's like that's not why I'm here to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? So God will find ways to put little roadblocks in you, because he does order your steps. You know, you can say, no, I'm not going to listen to what he's saying. But, when you take your path, there's going to be things on that path that's going to make you at least think you're on the wrong path. So it's a frustration level. It comes through, wisdom. It comes through, like being around for a while. If something just ain't working right, it don't feel right. You get an intuition, that kind of stuff. That's how I could tell.
God will block it.
Yeah, he will. He doesn't stop you from doing it because you have free will.
Right.
But that just means he also won't stop people from getting in your way.
Right.
He can actually maneuver things, to make it like a fair path.
Open your eyes.
When you catch the path right. Yeah, that's what it is. It's really opening your eyes more than anything. All right. Do you like to be alone?
Oh, I love to be
You
alone.
like to be alone?
I strive being alone, but I strive in that.
You
atmosphere.
strive in aloneness. Okay.
I can say at times, not when I'm traveling though. Like I like to be with others.
Okay.
Because I don't know where I'm at, so I'll rather, combine with somebody.
Okay.
Also, I suck at multitasking. That's probably my issue.
You don't suck at it.
I
You're not-
just don't. It
Multitasking
doesn't
is
work for
nothing.
me.
It's nothing more than like it's a fallacy. You do one thing at a time. If you do 10 things in 5 minutes, they say you're multitasking. You still do one thing at a time.
But multitasking is not actually good anyway because
I'm saying you need 100% whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're
Otherwise,
cheating all the other stuff.
Yeah, you're not really getting out of what you can get out of it, But yeah, do I like to be alone? Boy, some weekends I do like to be alone. Hey, and I'm never alone because I got dogs
Why do I
everywhere.
feel like every time you say something, you see me?
Yeah, I'm getting a little negative. I'm getting a little negative, huh? You know what it
Just
is?
subliminal.
It's the winter time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because it's way more work. Like my dogs, normally when I wake up and I put them out, I leave them out.
So it's the winter.
I'm telling you, the wintertime is tough when you own animals. You know what I mean? Because you're always putting them out. You're always cleaning up.
Yeah.
I mean, we do 8 to 10 loads of laundry a day.
Sheesh.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of stuff.
At this
cleaning up.
point, embrace it, Lee. Just
I'm saying,
up
that's
the
the only
journey.
way,
As
yeah.
it chose. That's what you're doing.
Know that there's going to be times that are going to be tougher. You know what I mean? The wintertime, it don't have to be just cold. You know what I mean? It could be times that, you lose a job or that could be your wintertime,
Yeah.
All right. Do you have an easy or a difficult time letting go of the past?
I accept it and I let it
You
go.
accept it and let it go?
Mm-hmm.
Can't do nothing about it anyways.
Yeah,
It's already gone.
Maybe a few years ago, but now as I've been coming here with the podcast, that definitely helped.
It helps.
So it's been a lot better.
Okay. What is your past there for? You're supposed to do what with your past?
Learn from
on
it.
it.
Yeah, reflect on it,
same
learn
thing.
lessons from it. I'm saying it's not a life sentence, it's a lesson. You know what I mean? When you take the lesson from it and you learn from it, then your past becomes, not a liability, but what word am I looking for?
Part of the process, huh?
No, a liability
An
and
asset.
yeah, it becomes an asset. Your past can be an asset. I'm saying it can make you stronger, it can make you, reflect real quick and, be able to avoid,
it's
bad
sad.
terms. Yeah. So do you have an easy or hard time letting go of your past, brother?
I mean, we're all learning how to deal with it differently. Like I'm with Mo on this one. Like, yeah, before that, I'd be like, if I have
Things
something
have
against
bothered you for a
somebody,
while, yeah.
oh yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be problems.
Yeah.
But like right now, just like I learned that is part of being human, and you have to use that. It happened for a reason, and you needed it. It's a lesson.
Yeah, you gotta get that lesson.
And until you understand it's a lesson and you get over that hump, it's gonna keep happening. So you choose either keep letting it happen to you or learn from it and move on. Because it's gonna keep happening until you get it.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
Till the lesson is learned, you keep taking the test.
Yep.
I feel like that's evil from God.
he wants to see you do good.
It's the way he has it set up. You know what I'm saying?
He want to see you do good.
Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite way to relax? What about you?
My favorite way to relax?
Yeah.
I could say maybe playing video games.
Video games?
Yeah.
What's your favorite way to relax?
Soccer, man. I'm just
Soccer.
give it up.
Okay.
I'm with Mo on that one.
You're a soccer dude?
Oh yeah, that's.
You forget that you even had issues. Like,
I used to have basketball. I don't have that anymore. Yeah. I would have to say probably just, studying and growing, because when you give or grow, then you're happy. Yeah. All right. What's your favorite place in the world?
Location you're talking
A
about?
location. It could be in your mind. I don't care. I don't
Okay.
care. Where is that? Where's your favorite place in the world?
I ain't even gonna lie. My favorite place in the world is South Korea.
South Korea?
you been there?
Yeah, I just came back from it like 2 weeks ago.
What's nice about it? Give me a little more detail.
Yeah, we ain't
I'm
been. We ain't been.
I'm a person that
Watch the
I'm
movies.
a very big advocate on technology, especially technology around the home, technology around people, and not so much to, take from people, but to supplement people's lives. And in terms of understanding like how everything is set up, their system, a lot of things is futuristic, even down to you go in an elevator, like it's not how like they think about power consuming. Like the escalator is not gonna keep rotating if nobody's like, going on it. It stops and you get close, it starts going again. The bathrooms, they got heated seats on the toilets. I'm like, this is the life.
That's it. America don't got
And
this.
then, like,
America gotta catch up.
even down to like the food is like super, super fresh. You're not gonna eat none of this American stuff they serve here.
Fast food.
It's crazy. Down to like the toothpaste, the toothbrushes are like made out of like wood. So it's just like the food system is good. The technology is
All
great.
the
The
above.
people are great. And there's like all sorts of people. Like I've met all sorts of people there, and it's amazing.
So I was like, I gotta move there then.
Yeah,
It sounds like you got to go experience it first before you move.
Great experience.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite place in the world?
I haven't found it out. I haven't
You
found
haven't
out
found
yet.
it yet?
I haven't been
Still
there
looking?
yet. Still looking for it.
I don't even
This
know.
might be a bad answer. I mean, not a bad answer.
There's
but
no
it's-
bad answer, but-
for me, it's like the future. Like the fact that I think about the future. Like I just live there. I'm like always preparing.
Okay.
Get shit done because of that.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Favorite place in the world, man. The only place I do is here. I don't mess with that. Yeah, I'm telling you, I traveled a little bit, with the dogs and going to South Carolina, Florida.
You ain't going out of the country.
That boy.
No, I ain't never been out of the country. I don't have any stamps in my stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you gotta get your passport
yeah,
stamped, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it'll happen. Okay. If you could live forever, would you want to?
No.
He said, "No."
Nah.
Well, you got to think about that one, huh?
No, I don't want to live forever, I want this life to end eventually. It's just how it is.
Okay.
Because, the thing about it is that sometimes in life when you got everything, what is there to live for?
Okay.
Sometimes you got to be closer to your source. Make it end.
Make it end.
Mm-hmm.
You know it ain't never going to end, right?
I don't know that yet.
I think, and I'm with them, is more like I don't want to live forever because we're only here for experience. We need to experience this, like the earth, and I want to see what my next life,
Physicality,
my next life is like. My next where I transform to, So it's that eager of like, okay, what's next? I don't want to be stuck here forever. Okay. That sounds like prison sentence.
It does, actually.
What about you? Would you want to live forever?
I know I'm going to live forever, but I'm saying not in
I'm
this
talking
body.
about physical form.
Yeah, no, I would not want to live because, think about all the people you're going to see die and all the people you make relationship with, they gone.
That one's hit the
people
most.
rotting away, It's
Yeah.
like disease, and this world is not meant to, live forever, in physical form. But
Yeah,
spiritual,
energy never dies. We understand that one.
Yeah. That Karos one did a nice thing on the internet.
Yeah, you sent it
saw
to
that.
me.
Yeah. I'm like, if you say that and you're like, who said it? Who heard it?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
He did the other one too.
Yeah, he did the one with the
he's
rock
he's
star or
a
whatever.
genius. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on a different level.
Yeah.
Are you you want to live forever?
I want to age slower. That's forever on this earth. Hell,
You trying to cheat the system, huh?
Yeah, he's right.
Hey, you never know. If you want to live, if you want to age slower, you might find a way.
As simple as that. I mean,
Yeah.
back then, they died earlier, so I mean, it's like
Well, they said in the
slower.
Bible times, it was 200, 300, 400, 500 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
One of the
I wasn't
prophets
there
lived like
around that
1,000
time.
years.
yeah.
Which one?
So why is it important to forgive people that have wronged you? Why is it important?
It's not for
you don't
you.
hurt
It's
them.
not for them. It's for you.
Okay, so it lifts the weight of you.
Yeah.
That whatever they did off of you,
Yeah.
definitely. Is there any other reason why it's important to forgive?
Your own peace.
Definitely give yourself peace. Yeah. That's it. That's a good.
Yeah.
You guys got that one down pat. Okay, what's the most important lesson your parents ever taught you?
Damn,
one.
bigger.
Just one most important.
Most important. That's
lesson.
most is there.
Otherwise, we could do a whole podcast on this one.
Yeah.
Mine is
No,
going
you're
to be my dad cutting up like he did, taught me what not to do.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
never
yeah.
he never was the model person, doing what he's supposed to do, being a state cop. You know what I mean? When you're in uniform and all these women, throwing herself at you. So he taught me to be, loyal to people, or loyal to definitely to your wife.
Right.
So that's probably the most important lesson he taught me. And he didn't even try and teach it.
What about your mom?
My mom, man, I'm trying to think if she taught me any lessons. I bet she did, but I'm trying to think if I really learned.
You just didn't see him as a lesson.
I mean, she was a hard worker, so I kind of work hard, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had the government cheese and everything else when we was growing up.
Yeah.
Lived in a trailer court, and it's like she had a rough life, smoking her whole life.
So eventually you get the regular cheese.
Yeah, I'm saying now I got the American cheese.
It's simple as that.
Not good. Yeah, that brick was something else, man. That change your back.
They give you a long break. You get to slow it down and break it down.
We had the slicer.
Yeah.
What's the most important lesson your parents taught you?
It's like so many, but I'll
pick
just
one.
to be simple, I'll say the leadership, leading by example. Like
Okay.
they'll tell us a lot of shit, but like they actually show it.
Yeah. You
Like,
actually
I
learn
think
more
now, like,
from what they show.
yeah.
Yeah. What you think, Wave?
I can say I have two. First of all, money management. My mom was very good at that.
Okay.
She was a good
My
saver.
dad definitely wasn't.
One thing about my mom, she can look broke, but she'll have some money.
That's what
So that's
most
one
people
thing.
got money look broke.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
so-
saying? There's a secret to that.
Yeah, so she taught me a lot about that. And second, she had a quote. It was about an elephant. Because I used to be doing everything, rough and stuff like that. So she used to tell me an elephant is strong, but it's not the smartest in the in the jungle. So you have to think with your mind.
Okay.
So that's what she used to
Yeah,
hit
you
me
can't,
with.
you can't do it all with your muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your mind is way stronger.
Simple
Okay.
as that.
Like that.
All right, we'll go to here. What is your stance on sharing passwords with your friends?
Friends.
My stand is that's inappropriate.
Inappropriate. Okay.
No, I understand with your wife or husband. I understand that. But with your friends, I think that's unnecessary.
Okay.
That's my stance on it.
What's your stance? You should
Password through my phone? Or like,
anything. Huh?
Passwords,
Passwords.
any password.
nah.
No.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe, like when I was playing principal here,
Mm-hmm.
half the issues are somebody just giving somebody else a password. They go in there and they start, kind of reflecting what it's them on somebody else. and
Yeah.
I used
how
to
much
do
trouble.
They used to do it with other teachers.
No, I'm talking about between kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, teachers.
Oh.
Teachers ain't giving passwords out that I
okay. I'm just.
Yeah, no, it's actually going on real bad right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, how stupid are you? It's like, what do you think they're going to do?
And
with your
there's
password?
girls that they ask you that off rip,
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, I can't handle that one.
Nah.
Because you're gonna
Okay,
see
what about
something
your
you
wife?
don't want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
you
wife,
share your
yeah.
password with your wife.
No problem with that.
Okay.
She only got
They
a
already
password
know
on
it's
my
like so
computer.
wrong. It's like I could be myself, but when you are your friends, you're not dealing them at a personal level. So it's like now you have to like do certain things to please them, and like you got to switch up on your personality. They're not living with you. They're not going to see everything.
I mean, with your partner, like you chose this person, you know, to be with this person forever, and this is the person that's supposed to help
good,
you,
the bad, and the ugly.
you know, get to where you need to be and help you
Hold you
achieve your
accountable.
dream. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I don't see that a problem at all.
All right. How do you handle differences in political or religious views?
Sheesh.
How do you handle differences in political or religious views?
I have a strong passion to that, but
Go ahead.
just
I'm saying you can
I
have
don't
a
want to
strong.
speak on it.
Why not? There's somebody that's going to be like you.
I mean, on my end, I just agree with them so they can stop talking.
Okay. So you just avoid it.
Yeah, most likely.
Okay.
I think for me to have, it's good to have political differences or political views, but there has to be, you have to be in a space where you can have, in a space where you can have a dialogue, right? Being able to understand
yelling
each
and
other
screaming
and
at
just
each other.
listen to each other. And that's the thing. One of the things that really, and I'm gonna put it out there, like, okay, say the, you know, Palestine versus, you know, Israel. I am a Muslim, and I just want to, and there's things that, you know, really like I don't understand. I want to have a dialogue, you know, people from the other side. And that's one of the things. And like I'm civil enough to have a dialogue and understand and listen. And they have to be civil enough to have a dialogue and listen. And I have, you know, people that, you know, I have Jewish friends, but to be honest with you, I haven't communicated or haven't talked to them since the thing started. And whether it's a touchy subject, I don't know. And I know whether, I mean, we work together, nor did I bring it up, but I do want to have that dialogue. I do want to open that dialogue and just talk and understand.
All right. So how do you handle differences?
The difference is how I handle it.
Yeah. How do you handle differences in political or religious views?
No, I agree with everything what H. Muller said, but honestly, it's not how I handle it. It's the way how it's propagated through like the media and you know, like the different the emotions of being involved. That's something I'm really completely against. I'm like, so I want it to be like what he said, the dialogue. People have compassion and respect for other people's religion. Most religions are most peaceful. Nobody wants to be evil, do all kinds of stuff. But when you pushing agendas and divided, it's just the chaos it drives other people crazy. Like it's not necessary. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you handle political or religious
I
differences?
think I answered that.
Did you
already,
answer
yeah.
it? Okay.
He said I avoid it. That's what
You
I said.
avoid it. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay. Emotions. You can do three things with emotions. You can express them, you can suppress them, or you can escape from them or just run from them. So obviously suppressing
It's not good.
is not good because it'll bottle up and it'll blow up. Escaping it, it's not good.
Yeah.
So I think just like emotions, with this type of understanding that political is supposed to divide, because a lot of times Republicans and Democrats have the same ideas. They have different ways of getting to where they're trying to go because it's all personal, and they want to like kind of get the power. They want to try and get to the point where they can control it, even though, you know, very few people want, you know, poverty. Very few people want, you know, people starving in the streets. You know, it's not like they want that. That's a kind of a byproduct of how they go about getting what they want. You know, there's always a loss, you know, especially with capitalism and stuff, you know.
You know, I've been watching a lot of documentaries. One of the things that I think is very cowardice of these leaders, right?
They're not leaders, but go ahead.
Yeah, these people,
Yeah, these
so-called
people
leaders,
that are in leadership
so-called
positions.
leaders.
Yeah.
You know, just to talk of like the Congo like war. If a specific tribe or specific like group have beef with a specific group, why not go attack the people you have beef with? Why make the innocent people suffer? And that's the thing.
Same thing with the Palestine
Like
war.
it makes no sense. It's so cowardice.
Okay, stop right there. Why are they warring in, you know, in the Palestine area with the Israel, the Jews?
All comes down to the religion, the biblical stance of what one scripture is telling them, and the other scripture what the promised land, and that's like those who are in power believe to take over in order, you know, they want to grow their nation, their ethnicity, and it all comes back to power, you know. So like, just like how America, they cleared off the Native Americans. Do you see Native Americans as much? No. So they're pretty much the same thing. So it's just, It's
So
fucked up, but it comes back to like.
I think
power
it's I think
people.
it's power. It's actually, you know,
It's greed. It's not even
greed.
power. It's
Oh,
just
yeah, I'm saying
straight
greed is power.
Greed is power,
Yeah, to be greedy, you're going to be powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, the biggest thing is about resources.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, why are we over in Iraq, or why are we doing this? Why would they have something we want? If they didn't have something we want, we wouldn't be there.
Yeah, simple as that.
Honestly, you know what I mean?
Same with
It's-
Palestine.
Yeah, same thing.
There's something that they want, so
There's
they're gonna do
something.
whatever.
But
it takes.
I think that's limiting me. I'm just this is my mindset though. That's limiting yourself.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
if you're like, okay, these people have this resources, now you need to think of what you have and make that out of a resource, because you're
It's
limiting
called
yourself. I want,
resourcefulness.
yeah,
Yeah, being able to utilize what you have already.
yeah. That,
Or you
and
can do a trade.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, there
Why
was a
trade when
trade.
you can go take it?
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
that's
I'm not
the
in
mindset.
power.
That's
Good thing
the
I'm not in power.
Yeah, you're trying to trade everything.
Yeah, it's just you're so
But it's less,
limiting
it's
yourself.
less, aggressive. It's blood doesn't have to be shed. You have something valuable, and I have something valuable. We can, share that. You can use what you want, and I can use what I want. And there's no blood being shed.
Oh, I know that you're weak. You don't have the weapons. I can just come take it.
Come take it.
Yeah.
And guess what? And what my kids are gonna, that resentment, I'm gonna build to come take back what you took from me.
Yeah.
And
And
the
it never
cycle
ends.
never ends.
Ends.
There you
Yeah.
go. All right. How do you handle differences in spending habits with your significant other? Oh, my wife, she got that Amazon knocking on my door every day. How do I handle it? God bless you. Just do what you want to
I'm
do.
straight. It's a $500 budget. That's it. A month. $500
I wish I
budget a
could
month,
do
that's
that.
it.
Oh, my
After
goodness.
that, don't ever come to me.
Oh, she comes to you.
That's what I'm saying.
My wife
$500
handles
budget.
all the
And
books,
that's it.
bro.
I went about it like multiple ways. My thing is the way I grew up and the way I seen my mom suffer. I'm like, I know I'm the man of the house, and my thing is to protect and provide. And I'm like, I'm gonna provide. I'm gonna pay for all the bills and the rent, everything that needs to be paid. I'm gonna take care of that. And whatever money that you make, you can do whatever you want with it.
We can't
So
run
it's yours and hers.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's not
It's
so
tough
much
by
that.
things like that.
I'm just
The
like,
guy
I'm gonna
doesn't
take
really
care.
get
I'm gonna
involved
take care of
in
what
that
I need to
side.
take care. If you need something, I'm gonna give it to you. But like, I don't want you to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to spend money on me or like think that you have to pay any of the bills. If you make your money good, if you need some money, I'm gonna give you some money, but only what you need, not what you want. If you want to buy what you want, you gotta go get it.
Okay. What about you, brother?
Repeat the question.
The question is, how do you handle differences in spending habits?
Okay, so we was talking about partners or
Yeah,
in
yeah,
general.
yeah,
I mean,
yes.
at the moment, what I do with my part, I tell her, what's it called? Buy what we need. To not buy what we want at the moment, because what we want, we're gonna want something else. In a few moments. So,
Okay.
so if we need it, it's what we
So
need to
delaying
survive.
gratification is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facts.
All right. So what we're actually talking about a little bit today, and it'll go pretty quick. 9 habits that are actually going to keep you poor in 2025. That's the title. 9 habits keep you poor. To start, you actually create your habits. Then your habits actually create you. Okay, it becomes a circle. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn your habits. A habit by definition is like settled or regular tendency or practice that you do regularly that's actually hard to give up. Now, if it's a good habit, that's good, it's hard to give up. But if it's a bad habit, that's when you run into difficulties. Okay. This is kind of profound. Your net worth to the world is when you actually subtract your bad habits from your good habits. So what's left is your net worth to the world.
Okay.
So a lot of times people say, well, I contribute this, I contribute that. But if you're taking away just as much, then your net worth is not that good. You know?
Right.
So to build up your net worth to the world, obviously, eliminate some of these bad habits. So the first habit that it almost hits everybody. Okay. And what it is called focusing on lack more than you focus on abundance.
Sure.
Okay, so whatever you focus on, wherever your energy goes, your attention flows. So if you're walking around, that's why you see these rich kids sometimes have such an easier time in life, because that's all they know is rich. I'm saying they don't know poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you don't have that information, then you don't have to deal with it. That's the wildest thing. Because like one of the first temptations in the world was Adam and Eve. God said you can eat freely from all these trees in the garden, and the one tree you cannot eat from is the tree of good and evil. Okay, because once you know evil, then evil will be known to you.
But they were used to having all them damn trees, though.
But I'm saying they had to walk by all the
I mean,
abundance
we got a
they
lot of
had
options. And,
to go to that one tree to actually pick it, because they thought they would be like God, knowing good and evil, not really realizing they were made in the image of God, so they already knew about good and evil. I'm saying death had no sting until you learn about it. Devil has no power unless you give it to him.
true.
Bingo.
that's the idea. Yeah,
Say that again.
I'm
Just
just
say a
saying.
little louder.
Yeah, death
Louder.
has no power unless you give it to him. It's like I said, it depends on how your mind works. The people that are, doing really well focus on what's really well. Okay, because abundance isn't really the lack, or isn't it the absence of lack. And the absence of lack is not abundance. Lack and abundance always is there. Okay, the idea, if you want to actually make a prayer to Allah or make a prayer to God, it's like open my eyes to see the abundance. When you're able to see, it's like you don't have a lack of resources. You have a lack of awareness of your resources. Okay, everything you need for your life is already there. Everybody thinks, I got to do this. I got to sell this. I got to buy that. It's how you manage what you have. It's called being resourceful with what you have.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the question you asked earlier. Like, instead of be like, I want that. And that's why comparing yourself it's like robbing yourself.
It's basically saying you lack that. When you say, I'm not that.
Like, I want what he has, and now you're not being resourceful enough to be like, let me see what I got and try to make something out of that.
Okay. So for lack to actually exist in your experience, it must first exist in your expectations. So if you come from a family that's always lacked, that's what you expect. And what you expect, you get. All right. So you have to figure out how to change your mindset.
It blew my mind.
Yeah, you got to figure out how to change your mindset on the lack or the awareness of abundance. Like I said, the way you do that is actually, if you study the Quran or you study the Bible, God says certain things about you that if you believe what he says more than you believe in your circumstances, that's what you're going to get. He already gave you the blueprint. He wants you to be a king of your thing. He wants you to, thrive, and be abundant. And, because you're not going to help anybody. You're not going to be able to do things in this world unless you actually have resources. People that are poor, they think they'd be giving, but I'm saying you can't give unless you have. You know what I mean? So God doesn't want you to be poor. That's one of the biggest things in the Christian religion. It's like they think poor is piety. It's like it's good to be poor. Because then, it's like, what? That don't make no sense. Somebody
exactly,
taught us the
a
wrong
disease.
thing. Yeah, and actually, poor is a mental disease.
God does not like...
God is not poor in anything.
But I'm saying he does not like people that think poor is...
it's good. Yeah. So really, like I said, first temptation the Bible is recording in history is a temptation of lack. Because Adam and Eve had to, Eve... I don't even know if... the devil... supposedly was a serpent, talking to Eve or something, said, well, did God really say that, if you eat this apple, you're going to surely die, because he said, once you know the difference between good and evil, death will have its sting. Death will actually come to you, once you understand that. So really, this world is a war on words. Okay, if you think about spiritual warfare, it's all about in your head and like what you say to yourself. And,
what you hear from others.
What you hear from others. I'm going to get into that. Memories and all that kind of stuff. But
I like this.
Satan got Eve to actually focus on what she didn't have and forget about all the abundance in that whole Garden of Eden. Garden means like protective pleasure and provision. That's what a garden is, And basically, the worst threat you have is not outside of you. The worst threat you have is inside your own mind. Okay, your mind could tell your body whatever it wants to do. It could be negative, positive. Like I said, once you control your mind, then you're going to actually control your life a little bit better. So where do your thoughts come from? You said other people.
No.
Your beliefs.
The police, you said?
Beliefs.
Oh, you come from your beliefs or yourself? Okay.
Why
They said the police.
It sound like police.
That sound like police. My fault.
No, I was just saying, like,
So where do your thoughts come from?
I'm not talking about. I'm like backtracking
Go ahead. Go ahead.
to what you were saying.
Yeah.
this world is about words of warfare, right? And how your environment, what people tell you, like TVs, news media, all that. That's all like
It's called programming.
Yeah. So if you're connected to the program, then your thoughts are gonna most likely come from the program way of thinking. So disconnecting from the program. I mean, listening to a lot of books. A lot of people actually don't have TVs in their house.
They got
That's
rid
the
of it.
number one thing
They don't watch the news.
Don't watch the news. Get rid. It's all about books and taking care. Kind of just protecting
Being
their
present in
mindset.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about the mobile device too. That has
Yeah.
been encrypted to a lot of us.
They
Forget
think
the
that's
TV.
they think that's the best thing.
You won't even
Media
leave
is
it.
like they got us on by the chokehold or that
Okay, so where do you think your thoughts come from? Obviously yourself.
source too.
Okay, your source are God, from Satan, from other people, experiences and memories
I agree.
that are in your environment.
Wow.
So those are some places where thoughts actually come from.
So
would say-
I'm about to ask a question, and it's probably like ahead.
No, you're all right.
So if you getting, is there a specific way of order, or depending on which situation is kind of got you on a chokehold first? That's what the thoughts you get first, because is God saying your past, present, and
your memories
And
and
yeah.
experiences. Okay.
experiences.
Now they can come from any of those sources at any time. There's no order, depending upon what you're focused on.
So
Okay,
whoever
you have
that
to do what's
focus-
called you have to do what's called discern. So you have to
awareness,
understand.
right?
Yeah, it's awareness. It's understanding where they're coming from.
Mm.
And you're supposed to take every thought captive that comes into your mind, because if it's not, here's an example. If it's from Satan, Satan's thoughts actually focus on discontent and dissatisfaction.
We have a specific response to that.
Okay. But I'm just saying, if you have a discontentment thought or any kind of dissatisfaction with something, you know that's not from God. God does not give you that type of thought. Okay. If it's denying the destruction of disobedience, like, oh, they'll never know if I do this. That's not from God. Because God's going to know everything you do. There's no
All
doubt.
knowing, all wise, all seeing.
Yeah. So, and if you doubt the disclosure of the divine, so anything that God wrote down and you read it, if that does not seem true in your circumstance, then that is not from God. Okay, so you have to kind of weigh it against what you read, in the Quran or read in the Bible, whether you think it's from God or from Satan.
Yeah.
Okay, Satan's going to be like comparing. He's going to make you want to compete all the time. He's going to make you want to feel less than you're supposed to feel, instead of working from victory, because he's already written everything. We actually work for victory. When you work for victory, then you're in a field of labor instead of a field of favor.
I mean, I'm gonna give you 100% fact. So between 24 to 28, I knew that I was disconnected from God, because every time my wife would ask me to pray, but I would say something like, "You don't need to pray to go to heaven," and that's not even it.
That's
I'm
something
like,
Satan wants you to tell.
and it'd be something like crazy as maybe being an atheist ain't so bad,
That's
and
the next step. Yeah, you start dropping down.
that's the thing. I would make excuses. One of the things where she couldn't understand is going to the mosque every Friday. She let's go take the kids. It's Friday. I'd be like, you can just take the kids. I'm okay. It's that, but this you said deferment.
Oh, it's called
Discernment.
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 When you be able to discern or understand
what
difference between-
exactly where the thoughts are coming from.
Yeah.
And at the time, this is just normal thinking, but that's where I was comparing, how come I'm not there? How come I don't have, how come my work ethic doesn't match my bank account? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is facts that I've went through,
Okay. So
It's part of your journey.
yeah, those three things, like I said, if you're dissatisfied or you're not happy about something, that's not going to be from God. So stay away from that. So where your attention goes, intention follows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to watch what you put in your mind, what thought you have, because your mind, your body is an instrument of your mind. Your body listens to what your mind says. Now, when you're hooked on something or you catch an addiction, that's when your body is telling your mind what's going on. it says, oh, I need this. You go in that little loop where you can't get out, until you put something new in there that's like from God, and it can actually pull you out of addictions, all that kind of stuff. That's why they have the 12-step program, and it's almost all from the Bible. So, so we don't lack abundance. We lack awareness to our abundance that's already available. There's a concept called born rich. Okay. And it sounds neat. It's like, how are you born rich?
Born with everything already.
Born with everything. So who's born rich?
Everybody.
Everybody's born rich.
Everybody is. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you have to add to yourself or whatever. God's going to take care of everything you're doing. So as long as you find his path,
Clean slate, huh?
yeah. So, because everything produces after its own kind. So if I think I got to work harder and harder to get this something or other, it's like, that's not how you get it. It's the idea is if it's meant for you, it's going to come.
Simple as that.
When you go get it, then like I said, a lot of times it's just extra weight on you that you got to get rid of when you really try to get what you're trying to get. All right. So that's focus habit number 1. So you don't want to focus on lack instead of abundance. Understand that they both exist always, and one is not the absence of the other. It's just they're both there. It's how you think is what you're going to see. I told you guys about the potential. If I look at my stove, I put $1,200 for a stove. That thing ain't been on in months. But I can look at that stove and that could be a business.
Yeah, make
Yeah,
cookies.
You can make cookies, you can make whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all in how you look. Everything has potential. It's just how you look at it.
How you see it.
Yeah. Okay, so the second one that messes you up is focusing on limitations more than abilities. There's a lot of times people say, oh, I'm not good at that. I can't do this. That's the first thing they say when they try something new. So you got to get rid of that idea, because anything you can think of, you're capable of. That's the funny part.
And that's the scary part.
Yeah, it's scary too. Yeah, because even in the Bible, when they was talking about like the Tower of Babel, where they had the flood happen, and then the king tried to build a tower that reached from the ground all the way up to heaven. And God actually said in the Bible, when these people get together like this, they're capable of doing whatever because they're made in my image, So he's like, well, what I'll do? I'll confuse their languages. That's why we got all these different languages, like Japanese, Mexican, he just split people up. So, because when we all get together, it's on.
Every week I think about that.
Yeah.
It's just weird, like languages, that part. But
Yeah.
other
I
stuff.
mean, English is getting pretty close though.
Yeah. So you don't want to focus on what you can't do, because there's a lot of stuff you can do that when you're focused on what you can't do, you can't do it. Because you're focused on the wrong thing. That's why they say if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Okay.
Simple as that.
And move forward.
Yeah, giving the idea. This one dude, when I was looking at his stuff, he said there was a video. This guy had one leg. He had a crutch, so this leg was cut off.
Mm-hmm.
And what he was doing for his job is he was moving bags of cement from the truck over to this pile. And he said, well, this guy obviously is focused more on what he can do as opposed to what he can't do. Because a lot of people with one leg and one crutch is like, I see the dude down, on the bridge, begging for money every day with his one leg. I feel bad for him, but that's not all he can do. He thinks that's all he can do because he got one leg. So he's focused on the wrong thing.
Right?
This dude's working harder than the other dude, just because he think he can. That's all.
Simple.
So
Thoughts.
the next one is focusing on losses more than focusing on accomplishments. So obviously anything that I'm telling you, just flip it, and that's how you get ahead. We actually billboard our losses, and we just skip over our accomplishments. Like when you
That's
accomplish
true.
something, you think, oh, I can do the next thing, You never really celebrate your accomplishments. What you do is you make it known to your head and everything else, and you think about it and you worry about stuff when you don't make it, So this one is a financial habit. Anytime you trade time for money, you are totally against becoming wealthy.
Bro.
Yeah. So the only time you're supposed to have a job or supposed to trade your time for money is when you're learning skills. And once you get those skills, then, like I said, everything has a seed of itself inside itself. When you trade time for money, that's two different things. Time for value, that's two different things. So if you want to actually increase your value, then, you buy back your time. That's all. What we end up doing is we sell a whole bunch of our time for someone's little bit of money. If you do that and that's the way you think and that's a habit, then you're going to be poor. Or you waste a bunch of time to save a little bit of money. Like I said, when I paid that little boy to come and, cut my grass, I was happy as heck. You know what I'm saying? I'd trade that 20 for an hour of my time any day of the week. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, no problem.
But when you start thinking that way, then you're going to get the resources, the right way. Because we actually, like I said, when Adam and Eve ate the apple in the garden, we went into what's called a field of labor. So basically, we're trading our time for money. We're supposed to be in what's called a field of favor. Favor meaning being close to your source and doing what he wants you to do, because he's going to bless everything he wants to do anyways. Most people ask, how can I get God to bless this? I mean, if it's what he wants, he's going to bless it already. It's already done. That's why people pray for stuff and it's like God already did it.
But they want it now. That's the issue.
Well, and wanting it now is no good, because he has his own time too. He has his own timing and he knows what is perfect. So when you learn how to build systems to pay you long after the work is done, that's when you're going to actually start getting ahead. Okay, so the problem isn't
on nobody or nothing.
The problem is the system doesn't really pay you while you're building that system. Say if I'm writing a book. Okay, when I write a book one time, I can sell that sucker till I die, and it can make money when I'm gone.
Simple.
That's
a good book.
Yeah,
but you ain't getting paid while you're writing the book.
Yeah, you ain't getting paid while you're writing a book.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that's what it says. Don't be idle. It says work your job, and basically work means to grow. Work your job, and then don't be idle at night, because at night is when it's devil's time. That's when when you're sitting at home doing nothing. That's when your mind starts getting funny. So, the next one that was actually trading time for money. The next one is the habit of trading money for bills. Okay, if you think the primary purpose of money is to pay bills,
when you said bills, I was thinking about the dollar.
No, that's not even money, because the people that got money, like I tell the kids, I said, if the money fits in your pocket, that ain't no type of money.
Ain't no money.
That ain't no type of money. Yeah, I'm saying it's
that's your good.
when it has to turn into I'm saying that's the lowest form of value is the paper.
Yeah.
After when you
everything's digital.
Yeah,
if it's
that's
big.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the idea of trading money just for bills, just because they accept only money to pay your bills, that doesn't mean that's why money is here. Okay, money. What's the number one thing money is supposed to do?
Create memories.
Well, it can create memories, but basically, money is there to produce more money.
For sure.
Like I said, everything has a seed of itself
so true, though.
inside of itself. If you think of it correctly, when I get $1 or $10, whatever, I want to try and turn that into 100.
You try to make it more.
Yeah, I'm saying you want to hold your money long enough for it to get pregnant and have money babies, like a money paternity ward. The idea is if you spend the mama money, or if I sold my dogs right off, I would get, $3,000-4,000.
You killed the cash flow.
Yeah, you killed the cash flow. I'm saying if you sell so the idea is to take your money, invest it, have it take more money, and take that money that it's making, the money babies, to pay for whatever your liabilities are.
Right.
If you can do that, then like I said, that's the time where you hit money freedom.
I also thought it's to gain some of your time back.
Oh, and then I'm saying you can use that baby money to actually buy your time back. You know what I'm saying? Have other people do stuff for you. And then you can really, like I said, money freedom is nice, but time freedom is probably even better. And freedom to, be able to go anywhere you want to in the world, and freedom to do all that. Yep. Okay, so when you become valuable enough and serve enough people, making money will become effortless, like breathing. Okay, you got to start thinking that way. Okay, when you become valuable enough and you serve enough people with what you're doing, then and only then will money, you won't even think about making it. Money will chase you. Anytime I chase money, money grows wings. So if I'm trying to get the bag is gone. Before you even get there, it was there, but it's not there now. So
it's running away from you.
Okay, now the financial habit number 6 is the habit of trading your future, which is called indulgence, for the present.
Yeah, that's
okay. Whenever you keep wanting it right this moment, then, like I said, that is going to keep you broke.
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm saying when you trade actually the present for the future, that's called sacrifice.
Yeah, it's simple.
Okay, if you're able to sacrifice now, whenever it's called the hard easy principle. When your life is hard now, it'll be easy later. If it's easy now, it's going to be hard later. Okay, it's not that hard to understand.
All right, we got it.
Yeah, you want to get your work in when you can. So the definition of sacrifice is actually let go of something of a lower nature so I can hold on to something of a higher nature.
Mm.
And that's something that a lot of people don't even understand because they think, I got my car, I got my house, but if you're not willing to, get rid of it or, just not really have it possess you, then you're not going to get anything better.
Simple. It can go any
God
day.
might have something way bigger for you, but until you stop idolizing or you stop, sacrificing and all that stuff just for something simple, he can't give you anything bigger.
Stopping your growth.
Telling me to get rid of my Tesla. That's what
There's
he
nothing
said.
wrong with that. Actually, you had an opportunity to do that earlier, but
that
the
was
price
about
value
it.
dropped.
Okay, so don't sacrifice your future for a few minutes of immediate gratification. Adultery, gambling, all that kind of stuff is all pornography. I'm saying it might feel good at the moment, but like I said, it
For 1
the
second,
back-
sometimes.
the back end is bad. I'm not getting into all that. That ain't that type of podcast.
Oh boy.
All right.
Can you regret it so bad?
All right. So when I'm working, okay, the work will work on me, and when I become the person that the work can work for, then it works for me. Okay, most people want, if I do work, I want a paycheck. We're just totally, have our nose open for get paid for what we did right away. But if you really want to break out of that cycle, you gotta understand all work works. And if it's not working for you at the moment, then you're not that person that it can work for yet.
Simple.
So when you become that person, then like I said, it's exponential what you can actually accomplish once you get everything you want. So you don't need to be more obsessed with what the work does on you, or you need to be more obsessed with what it does on you as opposed to what it does for you. Okay, so you got to understand, even like us sitting here talking on a podcast, you don't realize how much communication, how much thought, your thinking is different. So you're going to attract different people. You're going to attract different opportunities. You're going to say no to a lot of things, that we used to think, wow, that's good money. There's like, I hear people say, well, I'm making $18 an hour. I say, you're not coming out. I'm not coming out of my house for anywhere near that. You know what I'm saying? I'll stay home.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
I mean, plus taxes, you ain't making 18.
man. I'm telling you. So fantasy the 7, 8, and 9 is real easy. Dream house fantasy. So the $1 million home, you want to live in a house that's sufficient. Okay, because I'm telling you, when you have $1 million home, you might be making, say, $100,000 a month or something. But once you make that purchase, that $1 million home, your mind just switches. You know what I'm saying? And what that kind of opens up a chance for, the devil come in and start, questioning what you're thinking
What
about.
do with $1 million home?
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
just me. Like I can't live that.
That's an average house in America.
I mean,
Okay.
That is.
It is
really
now,
average.
yeah. Well, I might have to change my word.
Yeah, that's an average house in America.
All right. Actually, dream car fantasy. I'm saying I've had guys that I've mentored, and then all of a sudden they come pulling up in, say like a BMW. I'm saying you're 21 years old, you're in a BMW. Where are you going next?
Plane.
Saying,
What are you
okay,
talking
well,
about?
You're 30.
he
son.
said,
you got that.
hey,
What?
I like that. He said
long as
that.
it's not a
He took
liability,
offense to
then
that
go
one.
Yeah, right. I think it's talking to me.
I wasn't flowing. We haven't
he's
really
already flying the plane. You know, he's showing it. He's showing it to you.
Yeah, I'm saying when the light's on. Okay, well, the one thing you
Step
want
it
to
up,
get,
man.
the one thing you want to get though is you don't want to pay cash for your dreams. Okay, you got to get that in your mind. Because when you pay cash for your dreams, and you can actually borrow money from a bank at a less percentage, that you can actually take that money and make money with it.
Bingo.
I mean, give you an example. Google, buying stuff, they got say $100 million, $100 billion in their bank account. They still borrow money to do things because they understand if you move that money, then you say you're making 10 or 20, 15% on that money. You can't, you borrow something, but they loan Google money at like 1%. Because they know they got
That's called his guaranteed money coming
yeah,
to you.
that's what I'm saying.
Making money at thin air. That's what they're doing.
It's just all numbers. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to pay cash for your dreams. Okay, you should be able to invest that cash, make more money than what a bank would actually charge interest. Let that bank pay for it and use your money to make more money when you invest. Okay, if you can't be happy when you're broke, you ain't gonna be happy when you're rich. What's
Because
that
happiness
mean?
comes within.
It does come
Because you
within.
can't please yourself.
What does money do to somebody?
Wow.
Multiplies.
It just magnifies who you already are.
Yeah.
So you need to fix who you are first. Because I mean, there's a lot of rich people that are not that happy. I'm not saying money doesn't buy happiness. It can.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
happiness is
For that
temporary,
moment.
yeah, happiness is definitely temporary. It doesn't buy joy. Where's joy come from?
Just-
Your source. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So wealth will actually multiply your unhappiness. That's the funny part. Because the more you work, the harder you're grinding. You know, the more you got to be here at this time. You don't want to get up. Like I said, the wealth won't do anything but make you whatever you are. And actually, they say money actually takes the shape of the person who holds it.
For sure.
So
Explain that a little
if
bit.
you're greedy, then your money's just going to be tight. I mean, if you're already giving, then you'll be giving. But I'm saying that money ain't going to do nothing but multiply what's already in there. So it takes the shape of that person. So what's in there is what that money's going to be.
Just money
It's
ain't
just
got no
value.
memory.
Yeah, it definitely
They
doesn't.
change shapes.
The last one is fantasy
But
dream
also,
career.
I could
Go
say
ahead.
money does, open avenues for you, areas that you wasn't really, you're blindsided by. Some money you can invest in mentorship. You can invest in things that you wasn't aware of, and from like learning, buying books and stuff like that. So that's one area I look at it too. Like if I'm gonna, like that's an investment though, like to become a better person overall.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can agree with that. Fantasy dream career. All work has work in it. Actually, good feelings that actually compounds when you work. Okay, like I said, your definition of work has to change. It is to become something. Okay, you can't have a definition of saying I'm going to work, because like when I come here, I go to war. I don't go to work.
I love that.
Okay, and the reason why I go to war is because there's a war going on our younger generation, that's actually mental. I mean, our guys are becoming females. I mean, there's things going on that we don't even realize what's going on as, with the social media and stuff. Like I said, there's so many different fronts that they're attacking children, because what goes into that generation is going to be there for 2 or 3 generations. That's the problem.
And who's the enemy? Who's behind this?
The devil
You
doesn't
said
have
it,
to
man.
attack everybody. The devil
That's
just got to
about
attack
it.
you. If he attacks you, then your next 3 generations are going to have that same problem that you have to keep going through.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying you guys got to be cycle breakers. If you're a cycle breaker and, that trauma or whatever doesn't last in your bloodline, then that's why they say a good man actually has enough money to, give their children's children. Okay. You don't want your children to start out poor in a, in a camp.
Yeah.
And, worrying about you got no medicine, you got,
Yeah.
so you don't want that. So if you have, enough wealth, then like I said, your child can actually start thinking about businesses. They can start at a different level, and they're going to, like I said, they're not going to have to worry about, the mind trust. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you do the opposite of those bad habits, then you'll get, you'll be fine. Like I said, just being aware of the bad habits is what you gotta,
Simple.
it's
as
what
that.
you're focusing on. You're going to get more of. That's the biggest thing.
Those are very essential stuff.
Yeah.
That was
so-
perfect.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch this.